When I tell people that I live in Adelaide, the first thing they say is, "Where's that?" I love to live here because there is just such serenity and the ability to really have an original thought. And for me as an entrepreneur, when I have a deeply original thought, I've seen that change people and change the world. For me, that's priceless. I went and studied behavioural science at university because I was so fascinated by the way human beings behave. And I started working at this nightclub just to make extra cash. I had just stumbled onto the most fertile ground for unlimited experimentation with people in all sorts of different mental states. And so that's been a huge part of my entrepreneurial journeys. I was set on a completely different course to all of my peers. It was very lonely. I didn't have a business partner. I didn't know anyone else in business to even ask to be my partner. So it was a pretty tough journey. I really needed a mentor. I didn't know what those were. And I kind of learned from some other people in business that this was someone that could help me grow my business. He sat me down and he walked me through a few things, and then he said, "Are you interested in joining the Entrepreneurs Organisation?" And I said, "What's that?" I still remember that first forum experience. It was just something out of this world. As I stepped back through the threshold of my home, I came back to reality. And my wife was at the end of the hallway, and I stood in front of her, and she just said to me,
"You found your people, haven't you?" And I think it was a calm and understanding that he wasn't alone anymore, really.
This is the exact thing that I needed that I didn't know I needed. When I first joined the path of leadership, I was exposed to these leaders who were able to drop that ego piece and really empower the people around them. And it was quite impactful for me to watch these people that could serve other people as leaders. They weren't trying to leave a legacy. They were simply living their legacy in the moment. And what was important to them was how the experience of leadership could really impact them as a person to help them discover something deeper about themselves. I could have a conversation with another EOer today, and it could take me into a whole different direction of understanding about the influence I might have on another human being that could help them to impact thousands of other people.
The Accelerator program is intrinsic to building our economy, the ability for Australia to grow and be innovative and competitive. Through his passion, he's got a lot of people into the Accelerator program. We see a lot of people join Accelerator and graduate straight into EO. It's critical. I think a superb idea. It's invaluable.
Sarah had been speaking to me about potentially going into business for herself, and I didn't want Sarah to have to go through what I went through. And when that all connected up, then I really understood why I had been so passionate about Accelerator and why I brought it to Adelaide.
Having a group of like-minded people who were doing the same thing as me, even though it was in different sectors, was just so fantastic to not have to be on my own. And the first time I did a month that would qualify me to be an EO member, I just ran to Dave and started crying because I was so overwhelmed that something I'd been working towards had finally come true.
In a couple of days' time, I'm taking off on that aeroplane and I'm heading to DC, and I'm going to finally do this Leadership Academy. Now that I'm actually enrolled in the course, what I'm most interested in is looking at the list of the other member leaders that I'm going to get to do it with. That's been a huge transformation for me.
When I got to Leadership Academy, our teachers and the graduates were modelling behaviour and what it looks like, that ego management. It's practice and discipline. The Leadership Academy space for me was a beautiful thing because there was a lot of pressure and there was a lot of heat really in that room that was bringing up a lot of deep stuff. But also there was safety and no judgment. And so when that stuff came up, it could actually come out, and I was able to make some discoveries about myself. Probably my deepest learning from the Leadership Academy was about love. I don't mean romantic love, I mean a deep communion that can exist between two human beings, and how that is not created over a lifetime, that's created in a moment. There were hundreds of moments across the last week where that instant connection, that deep community, and that connection between two human beings was evoked by these leaders. And this is what EO makes possible, is that in 1 minute, I can be so connected with this human being who I've never met before. It's just priceless. It's something that is unavailable in any other place that I've ever seen.